It really doesn't feel like a year around this time last year putting it together, and then, taking a look at it now a year later and what I kind of liked, disliked, things like that. So let's get it. Starting with the 1800X. I wish it came with the cooler. I feel like AMD kind of did it injustice because whatever I found, for example, this sucker right here is what used to cool that 1800X. And I was, a little disappointed that this couldn't cool it. And it was really frustrating to find something that actually did that job substantially up to standards to keep it, from not thermal throttling. So, now, I understand that AMD has done this for the 2700X and the next generation model. I just kind of wish they had done that. But at least they fixed their mistakes, and they went on and added a cooler in there, an actually really nice cooler. So I really can't complain much. Some people may be liquid cooling anyway. So I have this under AIO, 360 millimeter AIO, that I really like a lot. So there's not really much to complain there because they've kind of fixed their problems. So the next thing, the 1800X, or the 1080 Ti, sorry, is a little bit difficult in the sense that I got this one for $650. Now, let alone a 1080 Ti for $650 is not a complaint. This is a blower style card, but it is the Founders Edition. So the next thing I want to point out is I cannot find another 1080 Ti Founders Edition if I tried for anything below $1,200 brand new, which I understand they don't kind of make them anymore, but it really does get to the point ridiculous when I'm like, hey, I'd want to use this or whatever. I want to maybe get another graphics card or maybe SLI or something. It just seems hard to find the same card. I feel like the Founders Edition is in oversupply and they don't provide enough of them. Now, the 1080 Ti for a year has been awesome. I haven't had any issues with it. It's been really nice, and knock on wood. I don't know if this is even wood. But my point being is I've enjoyed the graphics card. I've enjoyed the CPU. So let's talk about some of the other components that I have in here. So first off was the motherboard. I had a mistake. When I was going through the parts list, I didn't get the right motherboard. I kind of just overlooked it. It was back when the Ryzen had just come out, and I had no idea. I was not familiar with the hardware. Had I spent a little bit more time, I would have realized that I was getting a B chipset, not the X chipset, which is kind of hard on a new platform. But basically, I got the B chipset, and that was a problem on my part, just because I wasn't paying enough attention. I kind of just went through and did things in a hurry. But I did have to end up upgrading to the X370 motherboard, which I was fine with. I got the Tiachi Wi-Fi and stuff, which is fine. What was really struggling, I guess, or really limiting in the fact is that, when the motherboard, I bought the motherboard around, October, and then they come out with the X470 chipset, January or February. It was a little bit frustrating. I could have saved a little bit longer and just gotten the next higher chipset up, and the prices were still sky high at that point. So I feel like the motherboard experience altogether was a little bit sketchy because I did have to upgrade that if I did want to get any overclocking whatsoever. So finally, let's talk about some of the components I've gotten halfway through the year. So I've gotten some more hard drives and things like that. Hard drives are hard drives. I've gotten some SSDs. SSDs are SSDs. But I really want to talk about this AIO. I've got the Fractal Design as I said, 360 or whatever, 36. And for having it since Christmas, and now we're halfway through the year, I've got to say that overall my, feelings towards it are pretty great. It keeps things nice and toasty, or nice and cool, sorry. And, yes, with AIOs, they take a little bit longer to heat up. I just like the fact that there's that massive heat dissipation that you don't have to worry about, the silicon or damaging the chip. And I really like the fact that it just keeps it nice and cool. I know, yes, thermals and stuff, that how AIOs work and stuff. Water has a high specific heat and stuff. But I really just do like it. It looks cool. Yes, you can get some custom sleeving and stuff and even make it look better. Yes, I would love to go for a full custom loop, but I don't really feel like that's something I'll be doing in this system. Maybe if I ever get an upgrade, or maybe build another system, especially for video editing or something along those lines, then I would definitely feel like that's something I would do in that next system. This system simply doesn't need it, and if I ever want to do that, I need to get a little bit more experience than that before I go out and just decide to do that. So overall, everything I've thrown at it, remarkably, it's done 4K video editing fine. For the 1,500 I sunk into it last year, it still runs perfect. Yes, I've had to upgrade it, and it's probably up to something around 600 maybe, 1,600 or 1,700, but it still, functions like perfect, and I don't have any issues with it. I hope it will last me, you know, maybe get a couple more years out of it, maybe go 4 more years. I really could see something looking a lot better along those lines, especially with NVIDIA coming out and saying that they don't expect to release any new graphics cards anytime soon. I think the 1080 Ti will still be on top of things for a long bit. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And of course, if you did, of course, share out the channel for other cool tech related things, news, videos, etc. And thank you. Goodbye.